Welcome, welcome, everybody. This is the People's Music Network Songs for Our Time Song and Poetry Swap. We've got a great lineup of PMN members today who are going to be sharing songs of freedom and struggle tonight, songs about our times. And we're a community of activist musicians, and we believe in the power of song as a tool for social change and bringing music into the peace and justice movements that we are a part of. And my name is Ben Groscup. I'm the executive director of the People's Music Network. I'm based here in Western Massachusetts. PMN is here to sustain and grow a diverse community of performing artists, activists, and allies who are using our music and our poetry and other art forms as catalysts for a just and peaceful world. We've got a very exciting in-person 3-day fall convergence. It's going to be happening October 4th through 6th in Groton, Massachusetts. That's Eastern Massachusetts. That's going to be right there, about an hour west of Boston. And that's a long tradition, actually, at PMN, that we do the fall gathering as it used to be in the summer, but the idea is we're at a camp and there's an overnight experience and friendships get built and this whole network gets intermeshed in all these beautiful ways. And there's a lot of workshops and song sharing. And this is really one of the ways that over the last 40 to 50 years, starting since 1977, PMN has really been reproducing itself as a community. We started these online events during the pandemic as another way to stitch together this community, across oceans, across long distances, and really excited to hear each and every artist's presentations this evening. Again, you can share the live stream. If you're watching on YouTube, press like, share, subscribe to the channel. And for songwriters tonight, we've posted the lyrics of the songs that people sent in when they registered. One of our traditions tonight is kind of encouraging one another, and it's really important, I think, to have a community dynamic where we do that, with one another. And one way we can kind of spread that around is sort of as we're in the event to take a minute to listen to the performer who comes right before you and see if there's something you want to share with them, some way in which their performance maybe touched you, maybe something you noticed about their song. And it can be a little tricky because sometimes you're kind of getting ready to share your own song, but take that moment to sort of share the person who came right before you and see if you can connect with them a little bit before we move on to your own performance. But there will be a little moment where you can have an interchange, just something, brief that also expresses how that song landed with you. And then of course, with the chat box, we can chat throughout the whole program about what we're hearing. And people really love to do that on these live streams. Type in what you noticed about that song that was just performed. So we're asking people to stick to the 5-minute limit today. And thank you for being a member of PMN. This is how we build the network. We have an upcoming program, If I Had a Song, for songwriters who are interested in getting peer feedback from fellow songwriters coming up. It's going to be April 29th. The subcommittee that organizes this peer workshopping process on a monthly basis, called If I Had a Song, it's a peer songwriting group, are inviting you to register for that event. And then if you have a song in progress, bring it to the space and get some feedback from your fellow songwriters about how you might be able to make that song an even stronger political statement. And then we have also the Earth Day song swap coming up on April 28th. That's a Sunday evening. Registration for that is going to open shortly. So if you have songs specifically about ecological issues, please sign up for that on Sunday, April 28th. All the information is at peoplesmusic.org. We regularly update that website with upcoming events and spread the word to your friends about becoming a member of People's Music Network. Well, with that, I want to bring on our first performers. That's Michael and Nell. Michael and Nell, looking forward to your song. Let's see if I can find you in here in the room. There you are. Welcome, welcome.
Good evening.
Nice to see you.
From Nashville, Tennessee,
Nashville, Tennessee.
or as we call it these days, Nash Vegas,
And we write songs that are very un-Nashville
on Nashville.
in nature.
Yeah.
This
You
being,
can hear any of our songs on country radio anytime soon.
nope.
Not the
And,
way things are going around here. It's,
Right.
Tennessee is right in, I don't even know how to say it. We're right in the middle of an incredible crisis in this state with our Republican supermajority that runs this state, and they just keep passing crazy laws, one thing after another here. So that's what's going on here in Tennessee. Anyway, here we
so
go.
here's a song that I wrote and I actually keep on writing. I wrote my last little bit on it just this afternoon. Keep finding something to change on it there. And it's about a guy that, well, I'm sure we've all seen this fellow. And the song is called "A Walk in My Shoes." I stand on this sidewalk with my cardboard sign, while most of the people just hurry on by. I walk to the shelter for something to eat, and these old worn out clothes and old shoes on my feet. Homeless and nameless, they don't know me. From all of the others they don't want to see. They can drive home and listen to the 5 o'clock news, never thinking that they'll ever walk in my shoes. But it could be you or your brother or son. You know this can happen to most anyone. Out of good luck and out on the street, hoping one day you'll be back on your feet. Once I had a good job on the production line. I paid all my bills mostly on time, but they laid us all off, shut the plant down, sent all our jobs to some foreign town. But I could be your brother, your father, or son. You know this can happen to most anyone. When that factory closed and they moved it away, rent and the bills, well, I just could not pay. Wish my life could have gone some other way, but ain't no use crying about yesterday. I could run from the pain and turn to the booze, but I've still got my pride and what's left of my shoes. So I'll stand on this corner with my cardboard sign, while most of the people just walk right on by, not saying a word or looking my way, till the cops come along and they chase me away. Your mother or father, your daughter or son, these days it can happen to most anyone. try to be kind if we happen to meet. I pray that one day I'll be back on my feet. Nice clothes on my back, brand new shoes on my feet.
Bravo. Thank you, Michael
you.
and Nell. Yeah, and it's, to being able to just give some voice to this story of so common in our world of people falling through the cracks and just not being taken care of. It's a powerful song, and also interesting that you've worked on it up until this afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
He's constantly rewriting it.
There's a story about Bob Dylan and Leonard Cohen having a conversation, and Leonard asked Bob, well, how long did you take to write this particular song? And Bob says, oh, about 15 minutes. And Bob came back with, well, how long did it take you, Leonard, to write this particular song of yours? Leonard says, oh, about 2 years.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I tend to fall more on the Leonard Cohen side than the Bob Dylan
Me
side.
too. I definitely am on that longer time scale as well. Let's bring on our next performer, Buzz Merrick. Nice to see you, Buzz.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Welcome.
Can you hear me okay?
I hear you great. Yeah.
All right, good. I've been
Let
playing
Michael
around
and
with
Nell
my-
know if you got a word.
Yeah, I was just going to say it was lovely. I like the way that you were able to right away capture everyone's attention with simple words and examples and ideas that anyone could identify with right away. You know, the shoes, the clothes, it wasn't complicated, and it get right to the point. But then each progressive verse, had another angle, but still written in language that I think is accessible. And I think that's really important for people to pull into a song if it's not too complex, but it's something you can just fall into like an old pair of shoes.
Yeah, I was originally going to call the song "Shoes" because I had shoes in most of the verses, but it morphed.
Yeah, what do you call it now?
I walk in my shoes.
No, I think that's a good way to put it, because it's too bad more people aren't doing that today.
Oh, well, we keep pushing for it.
Hey Ben, can I share real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I want to just share this. What I've been doing, I want to just say hello to everyone. My name is Buzz Merrick. I'm from Baltimore. I just retired this year, and a few years ago I started rewriting some of the songs from the 60s and 70s because, like with the Women's March and some of the rallies that we were doing with the immigration and asylum seekers issues that have come up, we really didn't seem to have a soundtrack for the rallies and the things that we were doing. And when I went back and looked at what some of the folks did in the 50s or 60s and 70s, like Pete Seeger and others, I thought, well, and I've been doing sing-alongs for years and years, 30 years, for my family and others, for my church and things. And I thought, why don't I do this for social justice? And I've rewritten about 7 of them, or just added new lyrics. And so the song I'm going to do for you today is just a little bit of a change on a traditional song called Down by the Riverside. Is that guitar okay, Ben?
Great.
Okay. I'm gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. I'm gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside and study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. 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 I'm gonna take down that border wall. down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside, and turn that wall into a door. Down by the riverside, study war no more. Ain't gonna 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 study war no more. Turn that wall into a door. Ain't gonna study war no more. Gonna walk with the Prince of Peace down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside, and bare my soul on bended knee. Down by the riverside, study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no. Ain't gonna study war no. Ain't gonna study war no more. Turn that wall into a door. Ain't gonna study war no more. I'm gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. I'm gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside and study war no.
Bravo! Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you. So, Buzz, maybe you can share the songbook in the chat.
It's a
Then-
Word document. I'd be happy to. And just so you know, I got together with the Maryland Volunteer Lawyers for the Arts. They looked it over because what I was worried about is if I'm doing it for free and I'm giving the books away for free, because that's my point, because I want no one to have any reason or excuse not to do a sing-along. And I haven't exactly asked Bob if I could redo one of his songs. They said, don't worry about it because there's no money exchanging hands. So if anybody wants to use this, please go ahead, share it. The idea is I think we need to get out and do this more often with people, and because most of the people you'll be singing with don't remember anything more than the first chorus and the first verse. And if anybody would like me to come up to your area, again, I do it for free. Just let me know. I'd love to do it. So thanks.
That's beautiful, Buzz. Thank you so much for sharing that. I want to bring on Gary Cantor. We're going to come back to Barbara Dyskant. She let me know she's going to be a little late. So Gary, if you're available, I'd love to bring you on now.
Yeah,
Hey.
here I am.
Nice to see you. Welcome back.
Thank you. How'd your operation go?
Oh, thank you for asking. Yeah, I had a little surgery, an elective surgery. It went quite well, and won't
Did it
give the
work?
whole
Are you
health
sleeping
update. But you saw my Facebook post, I suppose. Yes, I had a people may be interested. I had a device implanted in my body that helps with a condition I have called sleep apnea, which anyway, it's kind of a big story, but they're going to
been
turn it
recommended
on April 22nd. So
It's been
you.
recommended for me too. That's why I was interested.
Inspire.
we should have a one-on-one chat about that. But for people who have sleep apnea, yes,
Okay.
I actually have some knowledge about this weird treatment for the condition. Welcome, Gary.
Right.
I'll get out of the way. You
Clinical
can
expert
share.
now.
I wouldn't go that far. Thanks a lot.
All right. Hi, my name is Gary, and I live on Camino Island in the North Puget Sound of the state of Washington. And I apologize for being a little late today. I was coming back from the studio and got in one of our huge traffic jams down there. This is one of the songs we're doing. It's on our next CD. It's about the end of the world and how people deal with it. Sky came tumbling down
and it crashed as it hit the ground. Where were you, where were you, when the sky came tumbling down, down, down? Where were you, when the sky came tumbling down? People were afraid, and they bowed their heads and prayed to absolve their souls of all their earthly sin. They called upon their Lord, won't you relent your relentless sword, and were helpless as they saw the end begin. Sky came tumbling down, and it crashed as it hit the ground. Where were you, when the sky came tumbling down, down, down? Where were you, when the sky came tumbling down? A young mother held her child. Her lips cracked as she sang and smiled. Tried to think of something she could say. There were no words, there was just a thought, one that floated by the one she caught, where she thanked the Lord she never learned to pray. Sky came tumbling down, and it crashed as it hit the ground. Where were you, when the sky came tumbling down, down, down? Where were you, when the sky came tumbling down? A man of means, he wrote a note. No one could read, no one could quote, to convince himself it wasn't all my fault. Yet as I embrace eternity, I'm at the place I want to be. He burnt the note, sealed himself in his vault. Sky came tumbling down, and it crashed as it hit the ground. Where were you, when the sky came tumbling down, down, down? Where were you, when the sky came tumbling down? The learned, they took a look, closed the window and closed the book on all that they had warned of long ago. They raised a glass, raised a toast, not to brag and not to boast. Still felt a little bit like I told you so. Sky came tumbling down, and it crashed as it hit the ground. Where were you, when the sky came tumbling down? I was in a cheap hotel, broke, strung out, not doing well. I had pulled the shade and just turned out the light. Saw it on a late news show, thought I was watching HBO. When I fell asleep, was my usual night. Sky came tumbling down, and it crashed as it hit the ground. Where were you, when the sky came tumbling down, down, Where were you? Where were you when the sky came tumbling down?
Bravo.
Thank
Thank you. Gary, beautiful. Well, this next thing I'm kind of excited about because we have a new member of People's Music Network, Deb. Welcome, Deb. And I think both of you have written songs. See, this doesn't necessarily get planned out this way, but I think you have both written songs kind of about a similar theme. And I just wanted to turn it to Deb to maybe, since this is your first PMN song swap, to tell us a little bit about yourself, and then maybe whatever you heard and want to share about what you heard in Gary's song before we hear yours.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much for sharing, Gary. It was such so many touching lyrics, such a beautiful tone, about the heaviness and the realness of about, what happens when the climate changes, when things change, our environment impacts us and the sky falls down. And where were you? What are we going to do? That all of these questions are so important, and I just really enjoyed, your performance, and you have such an amazing tone. Like your voice is incredible, and such a nice delivery to go alongside
you
such
very much.
meaningful
Deb.
lyrics.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
of course. Oh, and I need to say a bit about myself. I'm a West African person. I am currently in a quite beige room, holding a pink microphone with a burgundy fairy hat and colorful West African makeup. And I'm a singer. I'm a poet. I'm a philosopher. I'm a producer. And I wrote this song with one of my friends called "Scared for the Climate," and it's my debut single. It's my first song that I've ever put out. And it's just about allowing myself to feel my feelings, allowing myself to be scared, allowing myself to be worried, and asking other people to join me and be real about their feelings regarding the climate. And it's a song that you can really rock out to, rock out your grief for the climate. So, um, this is Scared for the Climate by Love Builder of Worlds. Okay, let me get into it. Okay, I hope the sound is good. Too real for the radio. Can I be scared for the climate? Cause I am scared for the climate. Let's see the bees more. See the bees more. Can I be scared for the climate? Cause I am scared for the climate. While the dust storms, I see more. Plastic seashores, the fishes need more. Can I be scared for the climate? Cause I am scared for the climate. And the brightness, it's a crisis. Crude hunted cuts, destroyed habitats. Plus the hurricanes, things ain't been the same. Can I be scared for the crisis? Cause I am scared for the crisis. Extreme winter, extreme weather, they keep lying, they keep drilling, too much money, too much spilling. Can I be scared for the climate? Cause I am scared for the climate. Let's get back into it. We're done listening, we're done learning, we're done listening, we're done learning. Must we be scared for the climate? For our future, we are fighting. We the people against the giants. We must keep hope, can't be silent. We must keep hope, can't be silent. From the continent to the island, from the continent to the island, from the continent to the island. Oh my people, we must rise it. Oh my people, we must rise it. Can I be scared for the climate? Can I be scared for the climate? I am scared for the climate. I am. Can we plan it for our planet. Hello. Hello. I don't want to be scared for the climate no more. Hello. Thank you so much. That was Scared for the Climate. Thank you so much for listening. Hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, rock out to the climate.
Bravo. Thank you so much for sharing that, Deb. You mentioned in the song about from the island to the continent. Do you want to just, there's some geographical cues in that song. Do you want to tell us a little bit about where you're coming from?
So I'm a Yoruba person, and we are based in West Africa. We are in Nigeria, we are in Benin, we're in Togo, we're in Ghana. And so when I talk about the continent, I'm talking about the continent of Africa, which currently there's experiencing extreme heat waves in South Sudan and areas in the East African region. And to the islands, it's the Caribbean islands where a lot of West African people were displaced during slavery. And just a few months ago, there was an oil spill in Trinidad and Tobago that's been affecting the wildlife. So when I say from the continent to the islands, it speaks to, my heritage and the people who I'm still related to that are living, in the Americas and experiencing climate change and oil spills and pollution as well.
Do you want to share where you are physically right at this moment as well?
Yes, I'm calling all the way from Dublin, Ireland. So it's quite late for me, but I'm just so excited to be here and share with everyone. So thank you for having me.
Thank you for that context about, the way the climate crisis is affecting West Africa. And also, I guess I had one other question. I looked at your website, where you posted this online event too, and
Yes.
you said you learned about the People's Music Network at an open mic. Just curious about how the word about PMN travels around the world.
Yeah, well, I'm a disabled person. I have a heart condition, and I attend a lot of open mics sharing my poetry, sharing my music. And I was in an open mic space, and everyone was kind of sharing what they do. And I can't remember the person because I think it was maybe the second or first time I had been in that space. But they suggested, that we should look up the People's Music Network. So word of mouth really is so powerful, and I hope that some of my friends are watching, that they, maybe participate and share and be back to share their poetry. I know that I definitely want to be back, and that's how I heard about it in the open mic
I'm
space.
so delighted that you heard about it. Welcome
Thank
to
you
the
so
People's
much.
Music
Everyone's
Network.
welcoming me in the chat. I really appreciate that. So much positive feedback.
Yes, one of our people on the chat says, your message and performance energy is so powerful. I hope to keep hearing you and seeing you in these spaces. Yes, we are scared for the climate. Yes, we too. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So I think the name of the next act is another person who's coming to PMN for the first time. And if Deb wants to receive any words from them, you can keep your camera on. I think is it Marcello Siles who's Soul 67? Is that the right? Sometimes people have like a name in the Zoom room and then a different name for their.
Yes, it's Marcelo. He's coming. Are we next? I'm playing with him. I'm his wife.
Oh, that's wonderful. We can give you a minute if you need it, but if you're ready, we'll take you now.
Okay. You ready, Marcelo?
Okay.
But no need to rush. Let us know where you're coming from. Let us know what you heard in Deb's song.
Oh, I'm really sorry, but Marcelo literally just walked back in the door, and so we had to. We just heard the last couple seconds of it.
What if we go to you guys next, but we go to Jason Baker now?
He just ran back in from. Sorry. They can't see.
Take your guys' time. We can just switch up the order. Jason, are you ready? We'll come right back to you guys.
Okay.
Right back to you guys.
And Deb, I just want to say that was awesome. I write a fair amount of climate change oriented material myself, but it doesn't quite hold up against that. That was awesome.
Oh, thank you so much.
Now you've raised the bar, and I have to. The lyrics of that were fantastic.
Oh,
and I loved
so
it. And then the music was so. It went all different places. I thought that was really fascinating. All the different the melange you have there is really perfect.
Oh, thank you. Those words mean a lot. Thanks. I'm looking forward to hearing your performance.
Thank you very much. This song, a very different performance. I'm going to be playing the long neck banjo here. This song is called "You'll Never Leave Texas Alive." Annie from Texas was pregnant but sick. Her doctor said you best go and go quick. You better go quick if you want to survive, or you'll never leave Texas alive. You'll never leave Texas alive. Her husband Mike asked where they could go. The doctor referred them to New Mexico. Mike said to Annie, get in and I'll drive, or you'll never leave Texas alive. You'll never leave Texas alive. An 8-hour drive through the desert and heat, with Annie a shivering in the back seat. Annie was gone by the time they arrived. Oh, she never left Texas alive. No, she never left Texas alive. Annie was gone.
Oh, wow. Jason, powerful song.
Thank you.
Thinking about that also in relation to the Supreme Court decision of the Arizona Supreme Court that just came down. Sick what they're doing to restrict abortion access in this country.
Well,
Do you want to share anything else about the song? Yeah, no, I know.
You know, at a
Go,
certain
but say a
point-
little more.
Oh, well, I had the idea, I had trying to think about how to approach this topic in general, and Texas just sort of made itself present in that. And I thought about the, the old Westerns and murder ballads and things like that, where you'll never leave Texas alive, and how unfortunately it is a different sort of murder ballad. Some murderers wear suits and use pens and never see their victims. So there you have it.
Well
That's how I
said.
approach the song, and that's actually just been released on my new EP. I just released a new EP called "Shut Down the System," and that is just out on streaming services this week. So you can check out my website, which is there on my screen there, or look on your streaming services for me or that song. You'll Never Leave Texas Alive.
And I'm posting your website into the chat right now, Jason.
Thank you.
Yeah, so check that out. That's wonderful that you released that. I want to bring on Marcello. So Jason is a longtime PMN member and actually a member of the PMN steering committee. Marcello, I don't know if have you been to a PMN event, or is this your first one?
I think I've been in, two.
I do recognize you. It's been a while. Welcome back.
Thanks.
Did you want to share a word with Jason, and then you can tell a little bit about yourself and where you're coming from?
Oh yeah, well, I'm originally from Bolivia. I mostly write songs in Spanish, but I'm start writing songs in English. I think in the last year or 2 years recently, and it's a big change.
The song about Texas, I think the thought I had was just that Texas is quite a dangerous place.
True enough. Again, getting more dangerous every day, unfortunately, for women.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you for
Yeah,
your feedback.
I love taking a cultural idiom to think about one kind of murder and applying it in this way that you did, Jason. Well,
Thank you.
Marcello, tell us a little more about yourself and your songwriting and where you're coming from.
Well, I come from Bolivia, and well, I like different kinds of music. You know, I like rock music. I like softer music too, like acoustic music, and I write in different kind of genres.
And do you want to tell them about this song, Tiwanaku?
Oh yeah, this song it's about the winter solstice in Tiwanaku, and yeah, this is a relatively new song.
Let's hear it.
All right,
Okay.
ready?
Okay.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. From the sun, people all came around to a start, leaving everything behind, waiting for the sun, hoping that soon it will come. Sun will ensure a good harvest for us all. Waiting for the sun, hoping that soon it will come. Solstice
Bravo.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. So the name of the group is Soul 67?
Yes, that's correct.
Well, Soul 67 is Marcelo and whoever's playing with Marcelo. Is he? Yeah, he has different people to play with him in different places.
And where are you guys based now?
We're in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Great. Great.
Yeah.
Good. Hope that we get to see you sometime when we come back to New York City for the People's Music Network events. Just thinking big celestial events. Winter Solstice is one. We just had another one on Monday.
No, thanks for that.
Yeah. Well, thank you for this song. Pat, I'm going to bring you on board here. You have anything to share with Soul 67?
Oh, it was just so beautiful. And Marcelo, can you introduce us to your wife?
Oh yeah, her name is Townsend.
Hi.
Hi. Hi. Yeah, the harmonies and the two instruments together, and the lyrics were lovely. And now you were singing June 21st, Waiting for
Yes.
the Sun, and I was thinking, wait a minute, that's not winter solstice. And then I realized in Bolivia, I guess it is. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Because that would be our summer solstice.
Yeah.
But no, it was lovely. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
It's something that people still do, right? Like
Yeah.
they go, like people, like our friends go and they burn things and pray to the gods.
Which is just what Europeans did,
Yeah.
and probably still do, some of them, the pagan ones. Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. Well, so this is a song I wrote fairly recently about someone that probably you'll all know who I'm talking about. At the cold, dark top of the world, a shining light filled the sky. They tried to kill it, but it shines on. Courage doesn't die. Courage doesn't die, my friend. Courage doesn't die. What they tried to kill is shining still. Courage doesn't die. Expose the corruption and greed. Laugh at the ludicrous lies. Speak truth to evil with your last breath. Courage doesn't die. Courage doesn't die, my friends. Courage doesn't die. What they couldn't kill is shining still. Courage doesn't die. Their dachas will crumble to dust. There will be an end to this night, and truth will shine like the midnight sun. Courage doesn't die. Courage doesn't die, my friends. Courage doesn't die. What they couldn't kill is shining still. Courage doesn't die. On the cold, dark top of the world, a shining light filled the sky.
Bravo. Thank you, Pat.
Thank you.
Yeah. Do you want to just say any more about the song?
Well, I hope that people know who I was talking about, but if you didn't, it was Alexei Navalny. And yeah, I admired him very much and was heartbroken when he died, not surprised. So this is what came out for me.
Thank you. Thank you. I want to bring on our next performer, Donald Roby. Good to see you, Pat. Donald, do you want to share any words with Pat on her song?
That was wonderful, and it certainly applies to Navalny, but it also applies to many others. Medgar Evers, Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, you know, through many years. But that was a wonderful song. Thank you.
Thank you. And that's partly why I didn't put his name in there, because I was
Because it
thinking that
applies to
it could
everyone.
apply to a lot of people. Mhm. Thank you, Donald.
Oh,
Donald, do you need a minute to get ready?
no, I think I
You got it. Great.
just need to get my guitar.
Very good. What would you like to sing today?
I'm going to sing Streets of London by Ralph McTell. But this is again, it's not just London. In fact, I think he originally intended the lyrics to be Streets of Paris, but someone told him London would be better. But it applies to all cities. Have you seen the old man in the closed down market, kicking up the papers with his worn out shoes? In his eyes you see no pride, and held loosely at his side, yesterday's papers telling yesterday's news. So how can you tell me you're lonely and say for you that the sun don't shine? Let me take you by the hand and lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something to make you change your mind. Have you seen the old girl who walks the streets of London, dirt in her hair and her clothes in rags? She's no time for talking, she just keeps right on walking, carrying her home in two carrier bags. So how can you tell me you're lonely and say for you that the sun don't shine? Let me take you by the hand and lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something to make you change your mind. In the all-night cafe at 11:15, the same old man sitting there on his own, looking at the world over the rim of his teacup. Each tea lasts an hour and he wanders home alone. So how can you tell me you're lonely and say for you that the sun don't shine? Don't let me take you by the hand and lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something to make you change your mind. Have you seen the old man outside the Seaman's Mission? Memory fading with the metal ribbons that he wears. In our winter city, the rain cries a little pity for one more forgotten hero and a world that doesn't care. So how can you tell me you're lonely and say for you that the sun don't shine? Let me take you by the hand and lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something to make you change your mind.
Thank you, Donald. Welcome back to PMN. Thank you for the song. A beautiful song. I want to bring on Joel Landy. Joel, welcome. Hey, got an empty chair there in Donald's chair, but
I'll be back.
I'm unmuting. According to the scoreboard, there's something else. Somebody else is supposed to go, but we'll go.
right, yes. She had to cancel.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Well. Okay, so we just heard a classic song delivered with a classic voice. I like the way you did it.
Thank you.
I mean, and it's like you said, it's true in a lot of cities, not just London. I didn't know that story about Paris. That's interesting. Is that like a marketing thing? Is that what it's about? It's. Oh. Okay, we'll get it going. This song was written by Ewan McCall until I got a hold of it. We do things to songs here, but that's what we do. But it starts the same way. Every time you pick up the newspaper, every time you turn on a TV, you can bet your old boots that you're likely to see some rank politician from the old GOP calling on people just like you and me to stand up for law and for order. It's illegal to rip off a payroll. It's illegal to hold up a train. But it's legal to rip off $1 million or $2 million. That comes from the hard work that working folk do. To plunder the many, enriching a few is a thing that is perfectly legal. If you fashion a bomb in your kitchen, you are guilty of breaking the law. But a bloody great nuclear plant is okay, as plutonium processing hastens a day when this place where we're living can get blown away. Nonetheless, it is perfectly legal. It is legal to fracture your neighbors and to poison their water and land. And you don't have to tell what you use to pollute, though your public relations seem truthful and cute. You can rake in the millions while wearing a suit. Better still, it is perfectly legal. It's illegal to knock off your missus or put poison in your old man's tea. But poison the rivers, the seas, and the skies, then poison the mind of a nation with lies when it's done in the interest of free enterprise. It is perfectly legal. Well, it's legal to sing on the telly, but make bloody sure that you don't. If you sing about racists and fascists and creeps and those in high places who live off the weak, and those who are selling us right up the creek, those twisters and takers, the con men and fakers, the whole bloody gang of exploiters. And it's legal to protest your anger and vote out the fools you don't trust. And it's legal to talk to your friends every day to organize people and show them the way. Boycott those criminals and make them pay. The big corporations and their friends in high stations, hey, the future's still ours when we take it.
Bravo, Joel Landy. Bravo.
I
Some
love you and
comments
McCall.
from the chat. Stephen Greenberg, perfectly perfect, Joel. Thanks for shining such a bright light on so much hypocrisy. Love the backdrop, also your rhymes. Great song, Joel, perfectly legal. How much did you change from the original Ewan McCall? Because I definitely heard the original song before.
Yeah. Well, he didn't have the fracking part in there.
Mm-hmm.
And his first verse was a little bit different. I just said a rank politician from the old GOP. They have rank parties in England too, no doubt. Somebody can talk to me about that. But I just crafted things a little bit so it would be more accessible to people here.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. I mean, sometimes those wonderful folk songs from England need just a little tweaking to make it work in the United States. So.
Yeah, and it works for me because that line that says it's legal to sing on the telly, well, I've been doing that since 1996. So yes. I get it. But
yes,
that last bit about legal
song, You're showing cable access in New York City.
Right.
Freedom.
Right.
Tell us.
Songs of Freedom. Songs of Freedom. Singfreedom.org. Oh, I just want to mention, since we're talking about things, I could just put it. The New England Folk Festival is next week.
Yeah.
And that's near where you are, Ben. You've been there before.
I have been there before. Yes.
Yeah. So it's in Marlboro. It's not in a high school this time. It's at a trade center. It's in a hotel and trade center. It was the first time. It was last year, and it seemed to be okay. And we're doing it again at the Royal, the Best Western Royal and Trade Center in Marlboro. And so it starts next Friday night, goes through Sunday, and on Saturday I'll be doing 3 sessions. One is an hour of Phil Oakes music, and come on down and share a story if you can. So great. That's the invite.
I know we have.
And also part of it will be live streamed if you cannot physically get there. The sessions room will be on live stream for the entirety of the time.
Oh, I'll have to find out which one.
Well, yeah, Joel.
The sessions room.
Joel, will you be live streamed?
I don't know. I don't know. This is news for me, so I'll have to find out. You got me curious.
Well,
I hope so.
We'll send along some information too for folks who will be there in person with flyers and so forth about the upcoming fall gathering.
So, definitely marketing opportunity.
I know Jason is planning to come to NEFA. So I want to bring on a new PMN member. His name is Robert May. Rob, welcome to PMN.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. I would just say that Joel did an amazing job on that last song. Seemed like it came right from his heart. And all the lyrics were extremely timely and current. It was like reading off of a newspaper. So it really struck a chord, and I thought he did an amazing job.
Thank you. Tell us about yourself. Take an extra minute since it's your first time at one of these song swaps.
Sure. I live in New York on the Hudson River, and I'm part of the Beacon Sloop Club. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it was an organization started by Pete Seeger to clean up the Hudson River. When he started in the 1970s, the river was like a sewage, and it's all been completely cleaned up. And one of the things he did was he helped build a couple of boats, reproduction boats, like one was the Clearwater. I'm sure everybody's heard of that. But he did the same thing with a smaller vessel, which is a 19th century replica ferry sloop called the Woody Guthrie, of all things. And what we do is to acquaint people with the river and make them love the river. We provide free sails. So if you're interested, just go on the website, or we actually can tell you the phone number possibly. We start sailing in June or July, I guess it is. And we'd be happy to have whoever wants to come out on the boat, learn about the river. We also have festivals that were also started by Pete Seeger as well. And in those festivals, we have 2 stages. We have a main stage where we have all sorts of different musicians, and we have a children's stage as well. So we're all involved in that, and that's what we like to do. And one of the things we do on the Beacon Sloop Club is we have a song circle, and we try to come up with songs that we feel are appropriate. And this is a song about the river that I wanted to sing that people have helped out with. Can you hear the guitar okay?
Yeah.
Cyrus Van Zandt was a millionaire's son. He owned a factory by the river's edge. Well, he ran it night and day, mixing stains and house paints. This is what he did say. The river stream provides water for free that I use in my factory. Well, the river's the place I dump all my toxic waste. Oh, the river is good to me. Well, Bill and his wife Sally owned a farm in the valley. They grew apple and apricot trees. Well, the river watered their crops till they were forced to stop. This is what they had believed. Well, the river is good to me. The river is good to me. Well, the river is there for all of us to share. The river is good to me. River water in the home of Petunia Jones, for her to wash in and to drink. Well, she drank her fill till the day she took ill. This is what she did think. Well, the river is good to me. The river is good to me. Oh, the river is there for all of us to share. The river is good to me. Well, a factory worker's daughter was playing in the water, a splashing and a swimming in the river's tide till she took sick and died. This is what she did say. Oh, the river is good to me. The river is good to me. Oh, the river is there for all of us to share. The river is good to me.
Bravo, Robert May. Thank you very much. We had one comment in the chat from Jenny Menderhurwitz. Rob May makes me think of times riding on the sloop Clearwater. Feel like I am out on one of those sails. Lovely song. Thank you so much, Rob. I want to bring on Pinetree. Welcome, Pinetree. Welcome.
Okay, great to see everybody, and thank you for singing about the river and the Beacon Sloop Club. Always great to hear about it. done so much for the river. So Earth Day is coming, and I have, during COVID, I put together a book of Earth Haiku, and I'm trying to figure out how to publish it. So if anyone has any ideas, please let me know. And so I'm going to read a couple of tree poems in honor of Earth Day. This one is called Serendipity. Biking hard uphill, a white blossom apple tree is dressed for spring. And if you're not familiar with haiku, they're very short. It's a form from Japan, and they usually wrote about nature, many hundreds of years old. And it's very strict. The number of syllables you can use is very strict. The trees speak. The trees speak to us. Aspens rustle and whispers, accept wind's caress. Thank you, bright aspens, whilst other leaves windswept gone, still yellow, quaking. Willows bend and flow as I stand atop their roots, dappling the sunlight. Pine resin flowing captures insect on gray bark, a fossil in my memory. I speak to the trees sweetly, all compliments. They answer, silence. And a couple of poems about corn. This is not haiku. My name is corn, so green and high. I grew in the cornfield under the sky. All night long I grew so tall, all of the summertime, half of the fall. Sunlight, moonlight, starlight, rain, white, orange, yellow, the golden grain, from the Aztec, the Mayan, the Navajo land. Many worship me. I gave what they asked. When I feed you, know me well. Many are the stories I may tell. Corn haiku. I am young green corn, knee-high on 4th of July. A crow caws, flies by. Rustling corn ripens by a shining August moon. Bats swoop, whisper, soon. I am tall, high corn, neath September sun, birds call. Harvest is done. Walking through autumn corn, as I snap ripened ears, the field is laughing. Making love to corn, my skin turning golden green, my hair silken clean. And the last haiku is for a dragonfly. Dragonfly, red friend, hiding amidst crossing twigs, who will find you now? I'm sure that's less than 5 minutes.
Go ahead.
No, that's all I wanted to read.
Thank you so much, Pinetree. And this is the song and poetry swap. So very thankful to you for bringing that in. I want to bring on Pepe. Pepe, welcome. I'm queuing up your lyrics and song here, but feel free to share a word with Pinetree and tell us a little bit about what we're about to hear.
Yeah, so hey, I so appreciate those haiku and the poems. You know, I try to be a poet myself. I love the poetry, and just to bring that into this night, it's been so amazing already. It was really a gift, and I appreciate it. It's really, really nice. Thank you very much. So I understand fully that the People's Music Network is pretty much based in live music, live performance, and it needs to stay that way. And but the thing here that you need to know, the reason I'm doing my song the way that I'm doing it is because I've tried 3 times to participate live in these events. And each time the technology has got the better of me. You know, when I looked at the tape, everybody does a really nice job. And all of a sudden it comes to my segment and it's like, you can't hear the guitar, you can't hear the singing. So I've asked Ben to play a song that I wrote back in 2011, to play a recording of it that I did in my living room. So it is me live playing. There's no, you know, recording techniques done to it or anything like that. But the story of the song that you're going to hear is back in 2011. We, unfortunately, Wisconsin, I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I should have said that to begin with. But we went through a really tumultuous time in terms of our government and what happened here was, well, what happened was Wisconsin elected a governor named Scott Walker. And when he came in, he had the full control of the legislature, and he outlawed unions for the public sector workers, which would, which was actually born in Wisconsin and is so important to the working people in Wisconsin, and has been that way. And he just he just came in with a whole truckload of very vile and draconian legislation and draconian things that he was going to do to us. So that resulted in a huge uprising. We got, hundreds of thousands of people for day after day after day. We must have been up there for, months. They occupied when I say up there, I mean the Capitol. People, some students and others occupied the Capitol for that time. And anyway, it inspired me to write about a dozen songs, which I recorded in my living room, like I say. And this is a topical song. So the trouble with topical songs is that, it's not always up to date, and people may not know what you're talking about. But the first couple stanzas are about the uprising, because it didn't just happen in Wisconsin, it happened in Ohio, it happened in Michigan, it happened in other states. And basically the whole country kind of started to uprise. Some of you may have remembered this time. But it was kind of an exciting time, but very dangerous and scary time too. So anyway, I wrote these songs, and the one that we're going to play for you, that's going to be played for you right now, is called A Long Road. And it's the one of the 12 that I wrote. It's the one that kind of got the most, that I had the most reaction from people, and a couple of people covered it, and it seemed to go over well. So here it is. This is called Long Road. I appreciate your indulgence.
It's been a long road to get to here. We got a long road yet to go. It's been a long road to get to here. We got a long road still to go. Rolling on Wisconsin. Have you been to Madison? Did you hear about Ohio? Have you been to Benton Harbor? You know they're standing up in New York City. Did you see what happened down in San Diego? So can you hear the bell? Or can you hear it ringing? Voices of freedom, they just won't stop singing in this place we call America. Calling on Martin, calling on Rosa, calling on Cesar, we know you're still there. Calling on Frederick, well, and the words that he spoke, we know you're still with us, and we know you still care. So can you hear the bell? Or can you hear it ringing? Voices of freedom, they just won't stop singing in this place we call America. It's been a long road to get to here. We got a long road yet to go. It's been a long road to get to here. We've got a long road yet to go. Calling on Woody, calling on Pete, Joe Hill, Big Bill. Yeah, the river does run deep. calling on Metuan, we're calling on Flint, Bishop Plant One, and the message built to keep. So can you hear the bell? Or can you hear it ringing? Voices of freedom, they just won't stop singing in this place we call America. It's been a long road to get to here. We got a long road yet to go. It's been a long road to get to here. We got a long road still to go.
Bravo. Thank you, Pepe. It's a beautiful song. And I just wanted to tell you that I definitely remember that mobilization in Madison, Wisconsin, 2010. I mean, that was the year before the Occupy movement really took off. And I think that what happened in Madison was important, you know, in what unfolded in the fall of 2011 with the Occupy movement, which was, you know, a powerful moment in anti-capitalist left organizing. You know, you had a major popular uprising there in Madison. So it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and I mean, there was, at a time that we looked, there was an uprising going on also in getting rid of Mubarak in Egypt.
Yep.
And there was we saw a sign of one of our Wisconsin blue fists up there that somebody had that was pretty incredible, that went that far. But thanks so much for having me, let me do this, let me share it with you.
Yeah, no, the recording is fantastic. And if you ever want to work a little more on the possibilities for live performance, we can work on that together. A few comments from the chat on your song, Pepe, before we move along to Jenny Amanda Hurwitz. From Jenny Amanda Hurwitz, our next performer said, Pepe, understand the technology challenges, of course. Great song, universal anthem for activism, so well sung and played. Pat Lamana said, a timeless anthem, maybe one could just change a few words, a la Joel Landy's updating of Ewan McCall's song, could be sung till we finally walk the rest of that long road. Love the refrain. The song has a particularly good flow and the pauses make it even better. Yeah, I love it. And I love the melody. That's me adding my commentary. I loved the melody. It took me right in. Let's bring on Jenny. Welcome, Jenny.
There you go.
We have you in
myself.
one.
Am I somehow in the wrong thing or something? I tried to get back in. I got had to go out and I went back in on the link that was most recently sent. Am I okay?
Oh no, it's good.
Okay, good. Yeah, that was a beautiful, beautiful song. It was so moving and melodic and just, it was a real anthem. It's a gorgeous song. Absolutely. And so lovely the way you played it and sang it, you know. Yeah, I just finished writing this. Like a lot of people, I've been going nuts with what's going on in the Middle East. I'm Jewish and been part of the peace movement, and I know we all have different opinions of exactly what the analysis is and what needs to happen. But one thing is clear to me is what's going on right now is it can never be okay. Killing children, starving people is just not okay. Who's ever doing it? But anyway, I'll stop the lecture and just sing my song. I'm calling it My Mother Born in the Sea of Galilee. Actually, I have the first page second and the second page first. There we go. That should be better. Okay. Oh, what to do with my mother born in the Sea of Galilee? Her sweet fresh water fed by the Jordan River, which glides through and free, and later on down disperses into the lowest point on Earth's periphery. the dense salty water surface of the Dead Sea, where people can float so easily. She loves me, and like the partially blind lioness, whenever she senses threat, lashes out at what she cannot fully see. But how can she not know where her sharp claws and teeth and tail alight as she goes at it full out with all her glorious might? And cry out and fall and die they do, cubs and other mothers, all species alike. Days turn into weeks, turn into months, turn into night. All my life running interference, how many times have I told a half-truth or a lie, mostly to myself, when she would not stop the deadly onslaught? Enough is enough. We must stop Sea of Galilee, Mother, or they soon all will be dead, as will so many of our own children sent in on a mission, revenge fed. Babies are babies, whether their name ends in Stein or Ahmed. Our souls and names are forever stained. The Jordan River runs red. Is this what it was like in 1933 in Deutschland to be a non-Jewish German with a conscience, moral compass in hand, the chance to stop supplying armaments? But is any group right now the resistance? Are there fellow Jews I agree with enough to organize alongside? I am ashamed, I'm horrified, I'm looking for a light to non-violently fight for peace and justice in this night. And why would Israel be pulled into Hamas's plans to fight in their tunnels? After all, they know the lay of their own land. Hamas knew the October 7th slaughter. Netanyahu would answer with bombing and starving Gaza's sons and daughters to kill one Hamas leader. We cannot justify a whole building of families that wear daddy and lavender AI. Murders over and over, multiplied. Busha, shame, not in my name. Over and over I've defended her when she raises self-defense, which it began as on October 7th, but then crashed the fence. From one to so many kids and families who now die. 33,000 and climbing under the bomb's rubble, no hospital safe, starving to death, nowhere to hide. Just when, my friend, do we call it genocide? Babies are babies, whether their name ends in Stein or Ahmed. Our souls and names are forever stained. The Jordan River runs red. I hope my mother, born in the Sea of Galilee, can heed the world's plea. Her soul not all lost her heart, if not eyes still able to see. There is a path we can walk into a new century, along the Jordan River, between the freshwater Sea of Galilee. and the deep salt and stillness of the deep Dead Sea, where bodies float so easily. Babies are babies, whether their name ends in Stein or Ahmed. Our souls and names are forever stained. The Jordan River runs red. Thank you. I just wanted to say, I know people are very differing things are comfortable with. Sundays for the last months, from 4 to 5 in the south end of Union Square in Manhattan, there's a group called Israelis for Ceasefire. A lot of them are Israelis and then supporters. And they run an hour-long rally. It's just an hour. I would encourage attending, and I don't know, here's just hoping for humanity, because at a certain point, you know, there's this group called Highest that I'm this week I'm going to be like kind of person organizing a little group to talk to our Congressman Jerry Nadler about rights of immigrants coming into the United States. But Highest, they're an old organization that was formed helping Jewish immigrants, and then now it's all immigrants. And they put out a statement, I don't know, maybe a month ago, and even Highest made this strong statement that this is just immoral, that, you know, I'm not a super religious person, so I don't want to pretend I am, but the Torah says you should feed your enemies. And these are people who are not enemies, they're just people just like us, little kids and babies and all. And I just wanted to say also that when I referenced, I would highly recommend checking out Democracy Now's episode, if I can call it that, a few days ago, where they had this guy, Yuval Abraham, who's doing a study about the artificial intelligence being used in this war. And when I referred to Lavender and Where's Daddy, these are AI programs being used to bomb people, and with very little human oversight. But anyway, all love and peace to everyone. So thank you.
Thank you, Jenny. Thanks for the song. Thanks for the context and the announcement that you shared. I want to bring on our next performer, Storm. Welcome, Storm. I'll step out of the way.
Thank you very much. Coming to you from Greenfield, Massachusetts. And Jenny, that was just a powerfully moving, heart-gripping song. And we all pray for an outcome that looks hard to believe at the moment, but we sure hope we can reach it. And it's interesting, your material somewhat bookends in a way with what I'm doing, although I wanted to put a little bit levity into what I was doing, which we may need at the moment. The machine that wrote this poem. The machine that wrote this poem is infallible. 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 The machine that wrote this poem isn't fallible. The machine that wrote this poem isn't valuable. The poem that wrote this machine isn't valuable. The poem that wrote that this valuable machine isn't wrote. The valuable poem that wrote this machine isn't. Note to all consumers. The machine that wrote this poem has been found to be human and is therefore capable of many errors in syntax and judgment. We apologize for any inconvenience or damage this may cause. We are aware of the current situation and hope to have corrected these flaws by the time we showcase our next model. Your patience and understanding are gratefully acknowledged and appreciated. You stab me in the back, I slit your throat. You shoot me in the heart, I push you in the moat. You bludgeon me, I clobber you. You cut and slash me up and down. Isn't it time we stopped this karma going round? Let's choose peace and live together. Let's choose peace and stay alive. It's the only thing to do when it comes to me and you. So let's choose peace and quit this jive. You throttle me, I threaten you. You torture me, I marry you. You abandon me, I disable you. You ride me on a rail out of town. Isn't it time we stop this karma going round? Let's choose peace and live together. Let's choose peace and stay alive. It's the only thing to do when it comes to me and you. So let's choose peace and quit this jive. Let's choose peace and live together. Let's choose peace and stay alive. It's the only thing to do when it comes to me and you. So let's choose peace and quit this jive. So let's choose peace and both survive.
Thank you, Storm. I appreciate you bringing in some humanity. Even, when we do these Zoom swaps, there's a sense in which even there's something almost about the format itself that sort of like automates us a little bit. And it's important to sort of step away from that in the ways that we can. Bringing further levity to the situation, Pat Lamana wrote, "Fantastic, Storm. This comment was created by AI."
Yeah. And the really interesting thing is that a number of people have said that's a great poem about AI. I wrote it in 1979.
Okay. I see. Well, you're a futurist. You were watching things unfold.
I definitely was.
Before they came to be.
Yeah.
Jenny wrote great wordplay on the machine that wrote the poem. Yes, and let's choose peace. Thank you so much, Storm. I want to bring on Stephen Greenberg, a relatively new member of PMN, to share a further word. Hey, welcome, Steve.
Thanks, Ben, and thanks, Storm, and thank you to the machine that wrote that poem. Even it's stunning to me that it was that long ago, but it's that much more impressive. And I also want to refer back to Michael and Nell's Walk in My Shoes and Donald's Streets of London cover of the Ralph McTell, because this song will be the third of a trilogy of sorts, theme-wise anyway. And I am here in the ancestral territories of the Nevada City Rancheria Nisenan tribe, where a couple of years ago I wrote this next song as a campaign song against a local ballot measure. Measure W would have basically made it more difficult to build affordable housing here. So your basic NIMBY law, as in not in my backyard. Nevada City is for a small rural town, it's pretty progressive. We proudly remember that Utah Phillips lived here for his last 21 years. But as we all know from Phil Oakes's classic Love Me, I'm a Liberal, being liberal, being progressive has another side. In this case, it was like, we believe in affordable housing. We need more of it, just not here. I'm happy to say that Measure W went down in flames, but I wanted to rescue this song. So I recently revised it and turned it into what we're going to hear now, and that's a Yimby song. is just as special as the people living there. If buildings rule, it could mean we've forgotten how to care. Forgotten how to care. We've forgotten how to care. Citizens beware. We've forgotten how to care. This city's built on stolen land. It won't be given back. So let's be open-minded when a home is what folks lack. A home is what folks lack. Oh, a home is what folks lack. We need an inside track when a home is what folks lack. It's hard enough to steer through time. It's worse without a space. When we cut someone's future off, now that's quite a disgrace. That's quite a disgrace. Oh, that's quite a disgrace. A future that's erased, now that's quite a disgrace. Imagine housing everyone. It shouldn't be so hard if we open up our hearts and sing, yes, in my backyard. Yes, in my backyard. Oh, yes, in my backyard. Yes, in my backyard. Oh, yes, in my backyard. Sing, yes, in my backyard. Oh, yes, in my backyard. Yes, in my backyard. Oh, yes, in my backyard. Singing, yes, in my backyard. Oh, yes, in my backyard. Let your calling card be yes in my backyard. Thanks.
Oh, thank you, Stephen.
Thank you,
Beautiful. Good to have you back, Stephen. I want to bring on a relatively new member of PMN, Hannah Zara. Welcome.
Thank you.
You also performed at the event we had last month on women's history, so it's great to have you back.
It's great to be back. Thanks for having me. Stephen, that was fantastic. I was singing along. I wished you could have heard me. I was really enthusiastically singing along. I love the line, let your common card be yes in my backyard, because that really is the mind shift that we all need to move into, isn't it?
Thanks so much. I'm glad to have your voice with me, even if I couldn't hear it.
Thank you. So because I like to scare myself, I'm gonna just debut a new song here and hope for the best. I have original sound on. I have some other things are toggled that I hope are the right thing, and I'm just gonna go for it. Oh, and I'm gonna put the lyrics in the chat so you guys can all read them if you want to.
And Hannah, one thing you're going to want to do, just make sure that when you move your mouse up to the upper left corner of the Zoom meeting screen where it says original sound for musicians, after the colon, you want to make sure it says on. So you're going to click it once if it says off. Do you see that?
It says original sound for musicians and it should be on.
Correct.
Yeah, I have it clicked on.
Beautiful.
Should I check music for high fidelity and echo cancellation?
Yes.
Both of those have been checked.
Right. But it's a two-step process, the original sound. So if you've done that once in the audio settings, you also have to do it up in the upper left-hand corner while you're in the meeting.
Oh, in the left-hand corner.
Right, right. Because you think you have done it after the first one, but actually you've got to do it again.
What happened?
It's okay. Yep. You're good. Yeah, yeah. So do you see that button in the upper left-hand corner?
Yes, I see it now.
Oh, okay. You sound so much better. Okay, go ahead.
All right, and it won't let me put the lyrics in the description, so you're just gonna have to listen up. When you take just what you can hold and have to flee in the night, and when they keep you moving on across imaginary lines, when all your brothers live in fear of what some government decides, that's the people against the empire. So when you're lying in the street, under rubble, under dust, when the bulldozers come through to destroy all you construct, when the faceless uniforms following orders open fire, it's the people against the empire. Well, this isn't some new beast that darkens our sky. It's the same drunken machine that devours human life. You may fall as only one, but by the millions you will rise to be the people against the empire. The evacuation notice comes, but you've lived here all your life. Between your garden and your home, these are your most basic rights. The right to safety and a place to lay your head down at night. And that's the people against the empire. All these walls cannot divide what our good hearts know. My brother, you are humankind. May we all someday see it so. Your mere existence is a protest, a resounding battle cry of the people against the empire. So let us take now to the streets, raise our voices and our signs. Let the goons know that we see them getting rich off genocide. When the president sends weapons while the people scream ceasefire, and march together against the empire. We march together against the empire. 'Cause Palestine is like a protest, a resounding battle cry of a people against the empire.
Bravo. Hannah, well done. And you sang a new song. Tell us a little bit about the process.
Yeah, so it was breakfast, and I had my guitar, and I was upset about the genocide that's happening in Palestine. And I just started singing about it, as I do a lot of mornings. And this one was a song that I thought was worth keeping.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. I get to be the next performer, so I had the pleasure of seeing an earlier version of this song that you shared, and what I love about what you're doing here is changing the story about what the conflict is. You know, it's like I heard you say in one of the versions, it's not just like two national groups. You know, there's a deeper structure to the conflict. There's a structure of imperialism that actually organizes the entire world around extracting wealth from some places and accumulating it in other places. So the people against the empire. It reframes that lens that we use. Does so much work to understand our reality, and I think songwriting is a very powerful tool for shaping the lenses we use to look at reality. Thank you. Good. Just a few comments from the chat. Paulette said, "Beautiful, Hannah. Your voice is so perfect for this song. So gentle with such powerful words. I'd love to hear it again. Yes, the people against the empire. You will be able to hear it again on the live stream." Robert May, "That's beautiful, very haunting and timeless, wistfully sung." And then Stephen Greenberg, "Oh, hell yes, Hannah, singing back with you. What an incredible song, so beautifully played and sung. The people against the empire over and over and over through history. May we win yet. Inspiring song, Hannah. Gentle yet urgent. Love your voice." Beautiful. Thanks. All right. It looks like we'll have time to get Rick on after me. So thanks for coming in, Rick. I'll just do a song here. It's tax day soon, April 15th. Taxes are due. So this is a song about that. I just added a verse this afternoon about the same issue that Hannah was singing about, but this is more of a kind of, is that, I don't know if that's too loud there, the guitar. How's this sound, everybody? Give me a little sound check in the chat. Mix, not too much. Like just say good or the guitar is too loud or something like that. All right, thank you for that. Sounds fine to me. Very good, very good. This song has something to do with Texas. There's another song about Texas, but this was inspired by a song about Texas. It's not really about Texas, though. I'm up all night with stress and fright, deep in the hell of taxes. I'm filled with woe for all I owe, deep in the hell of taxes. I look with scorn on all these forms, deep in the hell of taxes. They charge me fees and penalties, deep in the hell of taxes. What do I gain from all this pain? Deep in the hell of taxes. I can't find where to get health care. Deep in the hell of taxes. The last I checked, what they collect, deep in the hell of taxes, is way wasted on the Pentagon. Deep in the hell of taxes. The IDF kills, then I get a bill, deep in the hell of taxes, for 1-ton bombs and big pogroms, deep in the hell of taxes. Just read the code, who bears the load, deep in the hell of taxes. The rich have sway, so they don't pay, deep in the hell of taxes. I'm up all night with stress and fright, deep in the hell of taxes. I'm filled with woe for all I owe, deep in the hell of taxes, deep in the hell of taxes. Thank you very much. That was Deep in the Hell of Taxes for tax day. Rick Ward, would you like to come to the stage.
Yes, yes.
Thanks for being here.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, I liked that song before you even started singing. And then I liked it even better. Sounded like the beginning of a Johnny Cash tune. And I was just laughing. I was like, holy smokes, I better do my Texas. Or I may go to Texas. Anyway, thanks for that. That was cool, man. I
Thanks,
appreciate
Rick.
that.
What?
So today I have something relatively short compared to most of my offerings. I was doing Irish tunes all the whole week of St. Patrick's Day, and being partly Irish, I've got the right to sing it, you know. So I had good fun with that. And one of the songs we sang was, all these good drinking, fighting songs, By the rising of the moon, I'm sorry, by the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon, for 1,000 pikes earth shine, whatever, and then we do Danny Boy, like that's the logical next song, but there's a much better song. And I sang that at the end, and it was like, that's the song. That's the heart of the whole show. James Taylor went to Ireland, and he wrote this song, and he played it for the people, and shortly after that, there was peace in Ireland. Now, it's probably just a coincidence, but I'm going to sing it a cappella because he kind of jazzed it all up, and I haven't really worked up a good guitar rendition of the song yet, but it stands on its own. It goes like this. There are rifles buried in the countryside by the rising of the moon. May they lie there long forgotten till they rust away into the ground. Who will bend this ancient hatred? Will the killing to an end? Who will swallow long injustice? Take the devil for a countryman. Who will say this far no further? Oh Lord, if I die today, send no weapons, no more money, send no vengeance across the seas, just a blessing of forgiveness for my new countryman and me. Missing brothers, martyred fellows, silent children in the ground. Could we but hear them, would they not tell us? Time to lay God's rifle down. Who will say this far no further? Oh Lord, if I die today.
Bravo. Thank you very much for that song, Rick. Jenny wrote, great to see you and enjoy your music. Very, very moving. Meant for Ireland, but could be so true someday for the Middle East. Time to lay God's rifle down for sure. And Pinetree writing, powerful, Rick, and so well sung.
Don't forget.
Yeah, and Pat LaManna said she had no idea that James Taylor wrote such songs. So Taylor wrote the song.
Yes, he did. And not the studio version, but the one where he played with the Irish musicians. Try to find that one. That would be the one.
That's brilliant. That's cool that you uncovered that. That's neat. That's really cool. Well, thanks everybody. I'm gonna end the live stream here in just a second. Check out our events at peoplesmusic.org. Tell your friends about the People's Music Network, especially, if you have like a musician, you go to open mics in your local area and they're writing about politically relevant stuff. Get them over to PMN, get them to one of these online song swaps, get them to our fall gathering in October. This is where we build the community. And I'm really delighted that there's, a solid group of people that has been coming, regularly to these song swaps to share this music and keep the tradition alive. Thank you all.